whether you'll be able to make it back, whether you'll be able to come and even meet your families back. But sadly, those were some of the things our ancestors went through. Let's reimagine some of those things. Being in a chain, walking on a journey, and a person even ahead of you or behind you couldn't even speak the same language with you. Even in their state of pain, they couldn't even speak to the next person and express to the person that this is the kind of pain I am going through. So they were harboring everything to themselves. Yeah. Let us just imagine that all the way till we get to the river. Mm-hmm. When we get to the river, we will continue with the experience from there. As I said earlier, what we do here, I prefer to call it experience than to call it a tour. Mm-hmm. Because it gives us the opportunity to go into the past, to observe some of the things our ancestors went through. When we finally get to the river, we will continue the rest of the experiences from there. Mm-hmm. Buy to have a taste of the Ghanaian cocoa from our section here.
What's a storeroom?
So the storeroom is here as a way of we connecting the community to the site. Ascent Mansion is a paramount chief. We have a paramount chief here who oversees so many communities with their chiefs. We do the matrilineal form of inheritance, meaning we inherit from our mother's side. So when you are a royal and your son, there is a space for someone to be picked as a chief. Your son is eligible to be picked as that chief. Not from the father's side, but rather for the mother's side. It is not the same across board in the whole country. Places that the north, the Volta region, they do patrilineal form of inheritance. But among the Akans, we do matrilineal form of inheritance. When the chief passes, they look through the young men from the matrilineal side. They choose those who are credible, honest, hardworking, and truthful. They select through them until they settle on the final person who will be made the chief. They put him in a room, they teach him the customs and traditions of the place. But there is a very important ritual that is performed. There is a day set when that individual is placed in a very dark room, deep into the night, blindfolded. There are several stools in the room with names written on them. When he goes into that room, the one he picks, the name on it, becomes the name he'll be using throughout his reign. His name on his certificates and the rest cease to be called for him. These are some of the chiefs who have ruled this community over the years. So as far back as 1050, there was already a community here. More of the chiefs are at the back there. It was during this chief's time that those two mortal remains that were brought in 1998 were brought to the park here. His name was Bere Makwa Menchi. He ruled for